Today I'm broadcasting from Huddart Park in Northern California, where I'm going on just an epic hike through a redwood forest with like 100-foot redwood trees. It's just spectacular. And I just had an insight pop on the topic of changing the way we show up as human beings and how we interact with others. And this insight happened just a few moments ago when I walked around the corner and in a clearing I saw some deer. And I know deer well. I grew up in Colorado and just love the species. And it's interesting, when you come across something like deer in the forest, you kind of know how they're going to behave. They were eating, so they were just a little tentative, saw me, but then wanted to keep eating because they kind of trusted me. But then if I started walking towards them, I know they would have bolted. So I had to just stay really still and quiet and not intimidating. And it's interesting, animals, we can kind of predict the way they're going to be. If I'm in a shark tank, which I would never do, in the ocean, and there were some sharks around me, kind of know how those sharks would be, what tendencies they'd have, that if that cage opened up, they'd want to eat me. Or if I was in a safari in Africa and I came across some lions, I know how those lions might show up with me, and they just have some distinct tendencies. What's so interesting, animals, even if they wanted to change their behavior, they really can't. They're just kind of stuck with, I'm this animal and this is how I behave. But what's so interesting is that as human beings, we get to choose how we show up and how we behave and how we go about life. Now, sometimes we feel like we're kind of stuck with it, like this is my personality, these are all my life experiences, and this is just who I am, and this is the culture I grew up in. But it is totally possible to change. Our team of experts, whether they be executive coaches or stress resiliency experts at Expert Effect, we see this all the time, where we'll meet with someone for the first time and do a session with them, and then 3 months later, they've made incredible changes to how they show up, and it really helps them thrive in life. Just how animals thrive in different environments. The shark thrives in the ocean, the lion thrives in Africa, and the deer thrive in a forest. If we show up the way that we are meant to show up in relationships, in our work, in our home life, we will thrive. But sometimes we have to make some changes and some key things. So I encourage you today to just kind of think about, how am I showing up? How do I behave? And then start making some changes to how you could show up even better, that would impact you in positive ways and those around you in positive ways.